Hey guys, so we have the Legends information announced here for the after party celebration of the 7th anniversary. Now this is interesting because of multiple things that they talk about here. So the first thing is just that there's a Legends information at all. When it comes to the after party, they usually don't do a Legends information, right? We had a Legends information for part 1 of anniversary, for part 2, and for part 3, and now we're getting one for the after party. So we're getting like 4 back-to-back Legends informations. It's very, very irregular for them to do this. Now, last year, we did get a social media reveal for the LF Omega Shenron, who was the after party LF character. Let's see what they say here. Legends information premieres on the 22nd of July, which is exactly when we thought it would happen. This time, we're bringing you tons of news about the 7th anniversary after party. We'll also have exciting update info and details on the new platinum equipment for a certain character. Stay tuned. A new character will not be revealed in this video. Okay. So let's first of all address this, because this I think is going to be what turns a lot of people off. I will just say that this does not matter. And before you guys start rioting and screaming and crying and kicking, like a little baby, the reason why this does not matter is because I think what they're going to do, and if it doesn't happen, then we can come back and revisit this and I'll admit that I was wrong, okay? That sound fair? The reason why I don't think this matters is because what they're going to do is they're simply just going to drop an LF at the end of this month, on the 30th or the 31st. In fact, you know what? Give me a second. I'll pull up the calendar. Okay, so here we are with the calendar. I've done a calendar video every single month of this entire year. What I said in that video was that the after party reveal would be here. We'd get the new LF character here, and then that would be the conclusion of new releases for this month. I think what they're doing is they're simply just moving the character from here to here or here. The way the releases work at the end of every single month is it's either the weekly reset day, the last weekly reset day of the month, which this is the 30th, the Wednesday here, the last reset day of the month is here. Or they sometimes move the last day to, or they move the release day of the new character to the very last day of the month, which would be the 31st in this case. I think they're just moving the character that would have come out here to here or here. And the reason why it doesn't matter is because regardless of whether or not we get a new character here or here, the next release should be here. Last year, the next release following LF Omega Shenron was LF transforming Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. He dropped on August 14th, which last year was the Wednesday slot here. So we had Omega, let me go back. We had Omega drop on the, I should pull up the 2024 calendar for this. Let's just swap this to 2024. Omega dropped on the 24th, okay? Omega dropping here still meant, let me move this to 2024 too. So Omega drops on the 24th. Then we have 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks in between releases. That's a long time. 3 weeks in between releases is quite long. So I think what they're just doing here is because they gave us 2 Ultras in this month already, I think what they're simply doing is they're just moving the release that would have happened here, right? Because we got both Ultras here. So I think what they're doing is they're just moving the LF from here to here. So it gives us a little bit more breathing room, because double Ultras, first time they've ever done it, like, we kind of get it. And then the August release, I think, will just still maintain that same time slot. So the August LF, the first August LF will be the 13th. So it'll be a 2-week gap in between the end of July LF character and the mid-August LF character. So that's all I think is happening here. I don't think this is going to be some like monumental thing where it's like, oh my god, we're not getting any other characters in July. I think it's still going to happen, but it's going to be at the end of the month instead. If we get to like July 29th or even July 28th and there's no character teaser hinted or anything like that, and we get to the 29th and there's no hint or anything, then we can come back and look at this and say, okay, this isn't very good. Okay, I will gladly admit that. If we get to the end of this month and there's no character here, at that point I would say sure. I mean, I get it. It makes sense. They should have done this differently. But I think that is what is going to happen with this. The character, it's just their release slot is being switched to 1 week ahead to the end of the month instead of releasing here. I think is what's going to happen. So we'll see. We'll see what that ends up being. But the other interesting thing here is they do mention a new platinum equipment. I think for me, there are two possible candidates here for this. The first, let's just sort by ultra, because obviously platinum equipments are only for ultra characters. The first pick is Namek Goku. This final part of the anniversary was focused around the Frieza Saga. I currently do think that Frieza Saga is the best team in the game, and I really thought this was going to be the time where we potentially could see a Zenkai for an ultra character. The first ever ultra character was this Namek Goku. They have a Namek Goku, or they have a Namek themed part 3 of this anniversary. Let's pull the trigger. First ever Ultra Zenkai. Let's go. They did not do that, and it does not look like they are going to do that during the after party either. This guy does not have a platinum equipment, so let's go ahead and give this guy a platinum equipment. I think it makes a lot of sense. He fits the theme of part 3. A good follow-up would be to give this guy platinum equipment. I think this probably is the most likely outcome here. The other most likely outcome character to get a platinum equipment is this guy, Ultra Super Vegito. Now, you're probably going to ask, why is that the case? Yes, he has nothing at all to do with any of the parts of any of the anniversary at all. Like, this guy doesn't fit the theme, right? The theme is Goku's rivals of this anniversary. That's the theme of the anniversary. I guess you can kind of loosely tie it into the fact that Goku fuses with his rival for Vegito, but this guy really doesn't fall in line with pretty much anything we got during the anniversary. But this is a major celebration ultra character. And if you guys remember back to Legends Fest, we got the Ultra Super Gogeta's Platinum equipment. So I think what they're trying to do is, and again, I can't really say this for sure until we see what happens here, but I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to give us Platinum equipments for the major Celebration Ultras in sequential order, starting with the earliest character, right? It's kind of like in chronological order. So we have Super Gogeta get one. Now we're going to have Super Vegito get one. Then next celebration, Legends Fest, we're going to have Blue Gogeta get one. Then 8th anniversary, we're going to have Vegito Blue get one, and then kind of like follow that same pattern. That might be what they're going for, and if that's the case, then I could definitely see this guy getting a platinum equipment. But I really do think it is between Namek Goku and Super Vegito. If I had to pick which one I think is more likely, I'd probably favor this guy a little bit more than Super Vegito, but I really wouldn't be surprised if it was either one of these. Is there any pick that I would be very surprised at? This Vegeta, I probably would be a little bit surprised at, right? This Vegeta doesn't have a platinum equipment either, but I mean, I feel like Namek Goku's got to get it here, right? I mean, I wouldn't be super shocked if it was him, but I feel like it's Namek Goku's time. Kid Buu. I could like loosely see Kid Buu getting one, maybe. And the only reason I say that is because I recently did a video on the Ultra Z Bosses team, featuring Full Power Frieza, Cell, and Kid Buu. And that is a fun team to use. Like legitimately, the full Ultra Z Bosses team is a pretty cool idea as a team. Obviously, Kid Buu is the weak link in that team because he's just so old. But it would be kind of cool if they gave Kid Buu a platinum equipment just to specifically push the Ultra Z Bosses team. You kind of throw Full Power Frieza leader, and then you have like a regen / powerful opponent core for Cell and Kid Buu to work together. I like that team. But Kid Buu is really just not very usable right now. So it'd be kind of cool if Kid Buu got one. But outside of that, I mean, I wouldn't really expect much else. Gold, could you imagine? Oh my God, could you imagine Golden Frieza gets a... Golden Frieza getting a platinum equipment? No way. People would be so mad. But I guess an alternative is Golden Frieza could unironically potentially be like a decent check for Full Power Frieza. If they gave Golden Frieza this like insane platinum equipment, like you could use this guy on the movies team or something to kind of counter this guy. Realistically, what would happen, and the reason why I kind of wouldn't actually want that right now, is because we have really no dominant purples in the game. If they gave Golden Frieza a platinum equipment to the level where he'd be like basically as good as how Ultra Hit was when he got his platinum equipment, what would end up happening is you would have a team that the only good counter to the team would be itself. And that is always a recipe for disaster in this game. And the biggest example that I can recollect with that same design around it was when Goku and Frieza got their buff. When Goku and Frieza got their buff, the only weakness that character really had were enemy characters that had uncancelable cover null. And guess who like the only character in the game at that point is that had uncancelable cover null? It was Goku and Frieza. So Goku and Frieza were like the best counter in the game to Goku and Frieza. They countered themselves, right? You also had like Revival UI Goku who also had that, but like the only real powerful dominant character that had the uncancelable cover null mechanic was Goku and Frieza, right? The Frieza side, when you swapped into him, it had uncancelable cover null. So whenever you have a situation where you have a character that is the best counter to themselves, guess what happens? The game just becomes that character. So if they gave someone like Golden Frieza, who would be like the only super dominant purple, assuming they do the platinum equipment right, then I think what would end up happening is you would probably end up having some kind of like three-way meta here where it would be Frieza Saga with Namek Goku, because Namek Goku would end up countering this guy would end up countering Frieza, but you could run these guys together. Or what you could do is you could simply run this purple Golden Frieza on leader on Frieza Saga next to these guys possibly too. So I don't know if I would really like this guy to get one right now, but could you imagine what the response would look like if they gave Frieza that? Don't see Janemba getting it right now. Definitely don't see like UI Goku getting one right now. Gohan, no. Gogeta, no. Yeah, none of these guys. Yeah, Majin Vegeta. Do you guys think Majin Vegeta? It's time, guys. Majin Vegeta has fallen off. It's time for him to get. Time we're gonna get a platinum equipment. So yeah, it's these two who I think are most likely here, and then I'd give like a fringe chance for this Vegeta to potentially get one as well. But I mean, I still don't really know why this guy even has an Ultra. Dirty Fireworks Vegeta, the second ever Ultra character. Dirty Fireworks Vegeta, what is this? Why? But yeah, one of these two makes the most sense. I definitely, if they're going to give a platinum equipment to this Vegeta is going to get a platinum equipment in like the middle of like September or something. Like a month that doesn't really matter as much. 7th anniversary after party, Super Vegito or Namek Goku is what I'd expect here. And then again, just to recap, for the character, them not showing a character, I think just means that they're simply just moving the release of the character that would have come out here to here, and we probably will just see a social media reveal for that character on the 29th. So we'll see. The only other thing we can really talk about here is we'll have also exciting update info. I don't really know what they mean by update info. I think it probably just means certain like events that are dropping during the after party, but we'll see. Let me know what you guys think of the Legends information announcement here. I think, again, just the fact that we're even getting a Legends information for this is interesting, because last year they just ended up doing social media reveals for the characters, stuff like that. So let me know what you think. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next one.